Right then, this is the Mortal Kombat 11 Custom Deluxe Arcade Control Panel. This unit has an i3 core processor, 16 gig of DDR4 RAM, a 256 gig M.2 SSD. It also has our 8 terabyte hyperspin setup. It comes with 2 official Sanwa sticks. It has a 23 button Sanwa button controller setup. It also has 2 Xbox 360 controllers. I believe this one comes with a Wii kit. I'm not too sure, I'll have to check the invoice. And it comes with a wireless keyboard and mouse. Now it has one of our 8 terabyte hyperspin setups inside. So it has all next gen titles like Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat XL, Injustice 2, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and a ton more. And also the customer had requested Mortal Kombat 11 to be on this machine, and I've done all the testing on it and getting that set up as well. This unit is powering a GTX 1550 Ti graphics card also, so it's more than capable of running them really high-end PC fighting games. Right, so this unit comes also with 2 Mortal Kombat 11 custom dust covers. It has a custom made Scorpion grill there with the Mortal Kombat 11 logo in the center, on 2 layers of acrylic. So we have the clear acrylic on the bottom and then the printed acrylic on the top. It also has this fan cooling the unit on the top there, with some RGB LEDs with sound activated controller as well. There's the other dust cover there on the right hand side. It has 2 USB ports, USB 3.0 ports on the side of the unit, ideal for the Xbox controllers. And then on the back here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 USB 3.0 ports. It also has 1, 2, 3, 4 HDMI ports, but the 2 HDMI ports on the main motherboard, I believe they're just for the main onboard graphics, and the ones on the left here are for the graphics card. It also has a DVI port as well as a display port connector on there also. It has an audio out, a speaker out port, as well as a mic jack on there as well. So lots going on with this unit, tons of little ports and connectors there. Perfect if you're setting up with a monitor or TV. So if you have a monitor with no speakers, you can add some little speakers or sound system. You can plug it into your sound system, get it set up with that. I recommend, if you are going to play these units, is if you're running it through a 4K telly, is to set that TV to 1080p and run the systems at 1080p for the best performance. Some TVs, 4K tellies, have 120 Hz on the 1080p setting. I highly recommend that if you've got a decent 4K TV. I have an LG one at home, and gaming on that 120 Hz is just ridiculously good, man, especially for PC gaming. These aren't consoles or PCs. Also, these units aren't cheap. You're looking at from around £1,200. I am probably going to take them off eBay because of eBay's charges as well as PayPal's charges. It doesn't leave a lot of room for profit. These mini PCs inside aren't cheap either. They range from £400 when you include the tax and everything on top of that as well as all the 8 terabyte hard drives and all the bits and pieces of Sanwa sticks and buttons. It all adds up, all the materials and everything else, it adds up. So there's not a huge profit in these, but I do love building them. So then let's go through some systems. Like I say, there's over 340 plus systems on these control panels. We have 19XX collection, we have AAE games, we have Acorn, we have American Laser Games, Pegasus, Amstrad CPC, Angry Birds collection, Apple II, Asteroids collection, Atari 2600, 5200, 7800 and 8-bit games. We also have Atari Classics, Atari G42, GX2, Jaguar CD, Lynx, Atari ST, Atlas, MAME clones, ball and paddle games, Bally Asteroids, was that? No, SHAR-KADE, Bally Technologies, Supervision, Wonder Swan, Bomber Jack, Capcom Classics, Capcom Commando, CPS 1, 2 and 3, ZN1, ZN2, Z80, Casino Games, Casio, and the list just goes on and on. The C64, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Daphne, Game Boy, and like I say, I could be here most of the day rhyming these off. I'll head down also because on the sides we have pinball buttons. So we'll have 2 pinball buttons there for the pinball games. So if we just head down to... There is Future Pinball, which has over 500 pinball tables. There's also Pinball Fx2 and Pinball Fx3.
Loading.
So the system is set up like an Xbox 360 controller. So you have A, B, X, Y, LB, RB, left trigger, right trigger. So we'll go ahead, because this is a PC game, press A. And then go along and select the table. I do like the Family Guy one, but in case there's any swearing, I'll go on a Star Wars one there. Right, to launch a ball, you'd press A, hold the button in, you've got, and then you press your left and right rudders. It's hard to do with one hand. Obviously I need my other hand for the other side. But like I say, they're super responsive, highly responsive on there. And if you wish to exit this system, most PC games do exit via the main menu. Most of the other systems exit via the left pinball, but because this is pinball, we would press the add coin player 1 button, and no Future Pinball is player 2 add coin. That's how you exit those systems. So then, go back. We do have Pinball Fx3, like I say. We have also on there PC fighting games. So we'll have the Killer Instinct. I believe that was an Xbox One version, the 3D version, which is cool. Mortal Kombat 9 on there, Mortal Kombat 10, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter X Tekken, Street Fighter 4, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 13, Dead or Alive 5, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Guilty Gear XRD, Injustice 2, Injustice 1, Jump Force, and that's it. There is, like I say, there's some really cool titles on there. I'm not going to load them because some of the PC games do take a while to load. I will load Mortal Kombat 11 though to show that one off. Let's go into PC games. And then we have Pac-Man Championship, Pac-Man DX, Shank, Shovel Knights, Sonic All-Stars Racers, Street Fighter 5, Angry Birds Collection, Big Buck Hunter, Blue Estate. That's a cool game for the Wii controller. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Crazy Taxi 2, Crazy Taxi 3, Cuphead. I believe that's set up with the Xbox controllers because it is a right pain to get set up with the Zinmo arcade controllers. It's just a nightmare of a game to get set up properly, 2 players. Dead or Alive 5, Death Smiles, Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, Guilty Gear XRD, Mega Man, Metal Slug Collection, and so on. And then if we go into PC Plus games, there should only be one game in here, because it is only a 8TB setup. But on a 256 gig SSD, we do have Mortal Kombat 11 on there. So I'll go ahead and load that game. And if you watched my other previous video, I have just set this game up on here, as well as fixed the fixed the game on there, as well as set up the arcade controllers. So this will take a little while to load, so it's just a matter of waiting. So on there we have the DLC characters like RoboCop, Spawn, I believe Terminator is on there, and the Joker. You have Shao Kahn, and you have Shang Tsung, and yeah, you can play 2 players. So if you select with the second control, the second arcade stick, you can go ahead and select the fighter. Like I say, this game has been tested and it runs a nice smooth 60 FPS. I recommend that for fighting games anyways. Most fighting games run at max 60 frames a second. As you can see, it looks a quality looking game, man. I believe these mini PCs inside are nice, powerful little machine really. It's not running at full max settings, full high settings, but it's running at good enough where it looks sweet to play. It is better, I would say it's better than the PS4 graphics as well. Where the PS4 and the Xbox One version of these games, it just looks a lot clearer and crisper and a lot smoother gameplay. So you have all the button setups as well. So you have, like I say, your A, B, X, Y, LB, RB, left trigger, right trigger. So you have all the extra buttons, your block and grabs and stance switches and stuff like that. Quite difficult to play Mortal Kombat one-handed. I know this Mortal Kombat is a little more harder to get your special moves and stuff out. Sometimes it can feel a little janky, I think, to play. It's not as smooth as the Mortal Kombat 10 and the Mortal Kombat 9 games. I mean, them worked beautifully, played really well. There's just something about the combo system on this game I'm not a fan of, and it just feels a lot like you're struggling to get in your combinations as than you can on Mortal Kombat 10. So I'll stop rambling on about that and move over to the next system. Like I say, PC fighting games and PC titles, you have to quit the game via the main menu, so you will go back like you would on using an Xbox controller on the PC, you'll go back and then it would ask you if you want to quit, and just go yes, and that will bring you back to the main menu. Go back, and then if we head down, we will find, I believe, all the other systems like Dreamcast, Mega Drive, Atari, Master System, Naomi, just so many systems, man, and so many games. Also on here we have Streets of Rage 4, and Streets of Rage 4 is configured with both Xbox 360 controllers as well as the arcade sticks. So on the system you can play 4 players. So you can hit enter there, hit OK, and then you can go into story mode, OK, and then on player 2 you can add a second character, player 3 a third, and controller 4 a fourth. And then you can play 4 players in front of the TV Christmas morning. These units are really cool, man. They're really transportable. They're nice compact units, and they're perfect if you don't have the space, or the missus doesn't want you purchasing a big massive arcade unit for in the front room. These are perfect for just pulling out from underneath the table, sitting on top, plugging in the HDMI and plugging the power, and that's it. Switch the unit on. There's a power button on the back there, you switch it on via that, but you shut the machine down via the main menu of Hyperspin. And that's it really. So if we just exit out this game, and I'll just go through the Techno Parrot stuff. So because the customer did want Mortal Kombat 11 on there, that was 100 gig used just for that game. So that on this version of the setup, there isn't a lot of Techno Parrot games on there. There is some cool ones also. It's got Fighting Climax, it's got Let's Go Island 3D. Now Let's Go Island 3D does work in 2D as well. I believe it's one of the buttons on the keyboard will set it to 2D, which if you don't want to really look at it in 3D, you can have it in 2D. There's also no point of having both the games on there if one already works. So we have Luigi's Mansion Arcade, that works with the Xbox controllers, I believe. Then there's